lucky, boys.
Stay goal side. William Brooks is assist. Stay goal side. Stay goal side, who's there? That's it. Yeah, corner. When you're ready.
I really walked actually not do it. So what it is 60 mile little fucking roll.
Okay.
You can see what they're doing. It's one of these other ones.
One more back. Go. Inside that one. Good side. Ronnie and Jordan in the same position. Shoot. Alright, Sean.
Okay, let's go.
Well done.
Yeah, show it.
Sorry.
You guys are all over him. Yeah. You should win this easily.
Yeah, that various. That's good.
Come on, there's two of them back there. Does he want to... Go Dylan! Good running, Gary, good running. Yeah, nice one.
Yep.
Come back with it. Go, quick, quick. Keep it moving.
Come up all over the thing.
That's it, though. Play, well on. Good dive.
Let's go.
That's actually going.
Yeah, like the first it was.
Somebody's scared. Just going. Yeah, that's all right.
Can I give it to a friend?
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm making sure the second person's dropped back.
It's on there.
He doesn't speak much English. He's from Switzerland. If you speak Swiss or German, then you could do alright.
I'd love to speak some German actually. Can you?
Ja, nou, I just can't explain it to you. Zal ik met de hief knap. Dus zit er record. Zoals we hier record staat, rood, dat doe je het zoeken. En dan ga je even zo. Zo zoeken. Met een helemaal stop. Ja, met de daar troeft het loopt. It's neemt toe. Dus we hier record staat, dan neemt toe.
Yeah, well done, Ronnie. Time to think about it. Come on.
Right on.
Well side of them, Tim and Gary. Yeah, well done.
Get out there. Stick it out.
Well done.
Typically always okay.
Give me something.
And that far away. Okay. Great strike.
I'm happy to try and if I can get there by 6 Keep up, keep up. Brady will...
Go next challenge when you're ready outside.
Stay back. Back, guys, back. That's it. Kick it out. Kick it out.
Back, deadlift, long.
Kick it out.
Come on, turn around, switch on.
Guys, stay back.
Take your time.
Take your time. Move it forward.
Get it right up the turkey head is pop. It's real hard to walk
Lock it up, boys. Unlucky. Watching the man inside his head. There you go. Go on, Sam. Good ball.
Yes, clear it out, let's go. Get up.
Unlucky. Come boys. Come on, Gary. Switch it on. Someone drop back to Sam's.
Dave, behind you.
Bit rusty, guys.
What?
Bit rusty.
Come down. Come on, boys. Lucky. Come on, Bertie. Well done, Sam.
Lock in.
Brilliant, Bertie. Go on. That's it, Sam. Unlucky. Clean Dave.
Good on you, Gary. Incredible angle.
Well done, Gary.
Work rate's good, guys, just defend. Oh, don't do that.
Come on, play right to left.
Good night, stay back today.
Oh, these. Come on, guys. Back up.
Chin up.
One of you go up, Ronnie. Come on. Mark him up. Who's he got Griffin? One he got come close. Good day, good job.
Come on, Rick.
Don't wait too long, mate.
Come on, watch the run.
Next time, Steven. You shot.
Great kick today.
Watch your shot. Well done.
Good run. You're going to stay out on the side. Yeah, directly coming right.
Yeah, I will, yeah. I will, yeah. I'll make sure, mate. I'll call changes. Can't switch on. Dave. That's good, pressure.
Pick a side as well. That's it. Here you go, boy.
Watch. Dave needs a rest. Sam, can you go on for Dave? I know that's going to change the rotation a bit, but you and G'day are probably the most rested up. Is that alright?
What's that?
Dave needs a rest and Sam's going to go on.
Sam's going to go on.
For Dave, yeah.
Am I?
Yep. Because you and G'day are probably the most rested up.
Pushing numbers hard.
Tim looks alright. You're alright? You're on?
Get him, man.
After one more minute. On Birchill.
Good. Okay.
And Sean can come up at the same time.
Pull back, help. Yeah, push hard, Cole.
Clear it. You play the last man though, Sam, and Tim. Dave. Next, just wait.
What's the shooter?
Dave. Sam, last man. Sean, next change. Come on, push up.
Ronnie, Sam and Sean, come on.
Sean, you're forward. Ronnie, you're forward. Clear it. Birchie, you ready to come on soon? Birchie and Detlef are going to go on for Sean and Ronnie.
All in one go.
Yeah, 2 changes. Ronnie and... You going on for Ronnie, Birchie? Just wait, next change.
Oh, good one. I like the way
Yeah, Tim, go, Birchie. Sam, last man. That's all right. I just mixed it up a little bit. Sean, next change with Detlef. Leave it. Back, Sean. Ronnie's fine. Sean, you're going on. Detlef on for Sean. Yep. Sean, next change, Sean. Clear it. Sean, Detlef, Sean.
That way now, miskicked it.
Dave, you're going on for Ronnie next. Watch back. Come on, you got Ronnie, change with Dave, Ronnie. Are you all right, Gary, or not? Or not really? Middle, clear it. Shoot it. Hey! Send him off. Where's the red?
Yeah, that's where it is. Direct.
Go again. Oh! Sam back.
Okay.
Lovely, Sean. Detlef, you got to put pressure on, mate. Run, Dave. Go, Gary.
If you go now. Keep up.
I think one of you two is going to have to go on again, Tim or Sam? I think Demon's gonna have, I'm gonna have to change with Demon. Raph, can you take that? I'm gonna have to go back on for Demon if you tell. Demon's
Come on, lads. Push back with me. Up, where? Wait, that's okay. Blue ball, blue ball.
Where you going, mate?
Blue ball. That's it. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, go! Go, buddy. Go!
Yeah, but you're not playing again. Give Griff. Oh yeah, just need it.
Oh, bad luck, Dave.
Split into the middle.
Foot on.
Into the middle, left, left. Keep up. Get the ball, get the ball. Keep defending. Hold your structure. Set up, set up. Get yourself going. Bomb's in, bomb.
Dave, get back quick. Get back on if you can. Quick. At least for the last 5 minutes or something. Go, Sean.
Go, Sean.
Well done,
Bad luck, Griff.
Gary,
It's on the
Lock him up. Don't say, that's it, just stick with them, just stop him.
Come on, guys.
Well, then, sure, that's lovely. Sean, come back this side here.
Unlucky. Let's see how you guys are going. Just there. Yeah. Because Bridget's not going. Bridget, you're not going on.
Come on.
Yeah, come on, Dave. Off to this ball, Dave. Okay.
Drop back. Sean, 4 minutes on. Run your socks off, right? Run your socks off.
Yeah, go for it, Dave. Great goal, Sean.
What's that?
Sean.
It was 5 seconds or something, wasn't it? Or took too
No,
long?
it was chemical close to it.
Oh, yeah. That'll do, lovely. Well done.
Lucky.
3 minutes. Massive, mate, massive. Yes, Gemma, well done. That's it. Very good. That's it. Beautiful done, Dimmet. Way to go, Dimmet. Stay with him, Ronnie.
Go on. Get it out.
That's it, Sam. Well done. Stay with him, Ronnie. That's it. Come on. Oh, corner. Corner. Ronnie, get up there. Ronnie, come up, mate. Ronnie.
Who's out there for it?
Get in there.
Get in there, Ronnie.
Someone else has got to get
Go on, Singer.
run back. Drop back. Well in today. Brilliant. That's it, Anthony. Well done, Anthony.
Get in there.
Corner.
Go, boys. Come on, we need to see.
Wrong line. Drop back, drop back. Get back, get
Come back, guys. Come back.
Get back.
Watch it. Brilliant. That's it. That's it. Simple. Get back here. Go. Come on, boys, push them out of the back here. Moving forward.
Stay on the post.
He just asked for it and got it. That wasn't even a free kick for fuck's sake.
Let's give me extra time.
Man on,
Watch the rebound, Timmy.
Oh, great pass, Dave.
Come on, mate. Side ball. Do it back on the grip. Nice. Tim, behind you, Tim. Behind you, Tim. Tim. That's it. Come out. He's on him. Tim. Tim, my back, man.
Ain't Sam for Tim. Oh,
Well done. What a way to finish.
I hope you got that in slow motion.
Sure we didn't need 11, we've got 3 that have already done their hammies. three groins.
That's what they call the luck of the Irish. Well done,
Great finish to the game, obviously. Only for the last bit of it, that was a pretty exciting finish to be able to get back into the game and then from a few extra time to be able to go over the line. So well done, everyone, for a great contest. The Kevins this time round almost there, but runners up this time round. So well done. But we're going to need every single one of these, and I think it can help you on a night like these. And this, having a full squad. So, we've been around for a few years now, but a great win tonight, exciting circumstances. So, League of Nations, well done, guys. I got one last one. That's all right. I got one last one. The player in the final as selected by our referee is.
Yeah, let's go behind just the
watching Congratulations, boys. We'll see you next time.
Welcome, Dermot, again for another interview after a premiership winning season, and you being the captain again. I guess going into the season, there were a couple of changes with the roster, with Chris Norris leaving to pursue opportunities overseas, and also I guess Rafa didn't make it for a game for the whole season. So how did your team adjust with the loss of these key players?
Oh look, Chris, went to chase the dollars overseas, as you say, and he did leave a big hole in the side. There's probably no fitter bloke on the team. He ran hard and scored goals, got back, defended the whole shebang. So he was a big loss. As for Raf, we didn't really expect him not to play any games. I think things kind of got the better of him at home. He was really busy. So yeah, we always kind of expected Raf to make an appearance, but just didn't pan out. But then we got some blokes back. Birchie made an appearance once again. likes the old summer series, and we had Ronnie become a permanent member on the side, and Gede came back from injury as well. So we lost a couple of players, but gained a couple as well. So yeah, it wasn't too bad.
After winning the premiership last year in 2011, we had a sort of similar interview, and you stated that you'd put the troubles with the League of Nations behind us, and you'd set things right. Do you think that burden of those statements carried on to the next season, which was really a tough year in Premier League, and then you started this season with 2 losses in the first 3 games? Do you think that those statements came back to haunt you a little bit?
Oh, not at all. Look, we played a lot of soccer out there. We played for 2 solid years without any success. So I think it was our just rewards to get the results last year. There's a big step up to Premier Division. Some really good sides, and while we didn't probably do ourselves any favours up there, we played some really good games. I remember one game against One Size Futsal, we drew 6-6, and that was a ripping game. So we played some good games, but overall the level of play of teams up there probably was a bit too much for us. So came back down and had to prove ourselves in Division 2, which we have done.
Going into the Christmas break, the team had sort of got their act together and were sitting within the 4 after those early losses, but you had some crucial games to come up. So how did you feel the team was going at this stage of the season in that Christmas break period?
Yeah, look, we dropped a couple of games early on in the season, but I knew we were a solid side. Like I said, Birchie came back. He when he's on the ground, we're always a better side. There's no doubt about it. I think we're just in the 4 going into Christmas, and we're meeting some of the top sides again after the break. But the break stood to us. We came back and won all our games post the break. So yeah, I think it was worked out well.
So as you said, after the break, you did win the rest of the games for the rest of the season and actually finished the on the top of the ladder at the end of the season, and then had to face Pompeii in the first semi-final. What were your thoughts going into the first semi-final against Pompeii?
Well, to be honest, it wasn't until Monday morning that I realised we were playing Pompey. I always assumed that it'd be 1 plays 4, 2 plays 3. So all week I was thinking, oh yeah, BSR, we're just going to smash them. And then we had Pompey, so I was like, oh right, how's this going to turn out? But they were a good side, and I think we had the 11 players, and that they only had the 5 as far as I know. So that kind of stood to us. We got to rotate through, and I think we won 3-1 in the end. So it was a good result.
You did mention there the I guess 11 players that you had for the side, and the opposition did, I guess, make a comment before the game that it was actually indoor soccer rather than only 5-a-side, rather than need 11 players for an outdoor game. So with that large numbers that you had, what was your plan in terms of managing the rotations during that final series?
Well, the only plan that we had we'll have to start that again. Yeah, go ahead. Oh yeah. Well, yeah, you can. Do you reckon you'll be using?
I'll cut it out. So
yeah.
If you just want to start again whenever,
yeah,
just cut that out.
Well, the only planning that was done prior to the game was in the car with Dave on the way to the game. What was the question again?
I'll ask again. So yeah, that going into the finals, you had yes a full 11 players rather than the 5 for a 5-a-side. So I guess how'd you go with managing the rotations with that large squad of 11?
Yeah, look, the only planning we did prior to the game was in the car with Dave on the way to the game. We kind of came up with a master plan of rotating Sam, Tim and Gede through the back line. And once those 3 guys, and with Anthony in the goal, that left 7 blocks for the 3 positions outfield. So that kind of took a lot of the pressure off. If we had to be rotating 10 players through the entirety of the game, then it would have just descended into chaos. But I think having 3 blokes at the back sorting themselves out was the master stroke. The rest of the fellas, seemed to get on top of the changes and worked for us. So
going into at half time, you're obviously in front, but against Pompeii. But how did you feel? Did you feel you had control of the game, or what were your thoughts at half time of the first semi?
Yeah, look, I wouldn't say we had control of the game. I think we were comfortable. But because we had the extra numbers and they only had the 5, I always thought that we'd be able to run out the game a lot better than they would. Even though I was touch and go towards the end. Let in, I think it was 1 or 2. I think it was 1 goal, kind of close to the end. I think it worked out all right for us.
So obviously a great 3-1 victory in the first semi was a great result, but then it did mean you only had a short break before the final, and a couple of guys seemed like they were a bit sore and injured. What was your plan for sort of with the starting lineup going into the final and managing that game?
Well, the only injury that I was aware of before the final was Gary's groin. I didn't realise that there was an injury cloud over some other guys as well. We kind of had the idea that we might go up with as strong a side as we could for the first maybe 5 or 6 minutes of the final, and hopefully get a score or 2 on the board. And beyond that, it was just give Gary a run, see how his groin was going to pull up, and then bring him off and give him a bit of a rest. That was kind of as much planning as we had thought of, I suppose.
And again at half time you were up again, but there were certainly signs that some of the boys were a bit sore and really tiring. So what were your thoughts of I guess where League of Nations were at, but also how the opposition was looking at half time? Yeah,
look, we were at half time. We were 3-1 up, but I mean the game was on a knife edge. They were a slick outfit, and even though we had a couple of goals up, there was like I said, there was nothing in it. The slightest lapse, and they would have been on top of us. So I wouldn't say we were in control at all. The game is, like I said, the game was really on a knife edge. So yeah.
And again, at the end of regulation, they scored a late goal with about 30 seconds to go to level the score at 5-5, and those injuries did play out with Birchie and Gary both being out. So I guess what were your thoughts again at full time of going into the overtime period?
Yeah, well, like it wasn't until full time that I realised that Birchie was out, was done and dusted for the game. You know, Gary was touch and go, and then after the game I realised that Ronnie's back was playing up. So I suppose I wasn't aware of all the facts, and it's probably just as well. Yeah, that's my thoughts on that.
And during the overtime, you as the captain, you slotted that winner off the penalty to win the game in overtime. How did you feel about slotting the golden goal to score another premiership for the League of Nations?
Yeah, look, I was just happy the game was over at that stage. There wasn't much left in the tank. I don't know how we would have managed going for another half of extra time or beyond. Who knows? I suppose it would have gone to penalties eventually if it had come to it. But yeah, I was just glad to score the goal and get the chockies.
And now that the League of Nations are, I guess, the champions of the summer season again, two years in a row, I guess, what do you see for the future of the League of Nations? Do you think they can continue this domination of the summer series?
Well, we don't know where we're going to play next season, whether it will be in Division 2 again, or I would expect us to get promoted to Division 1. So look, we won't look too far beyond that. We'll just look to next Monday and play a game and see if we can get some points on the board for Division 1.
Alright, that's just about the end of the interview. Is there anyone you'd like to thank for the season again?
Look, I suppose I'd like to thank Dave for scoring the 5 goals on Monday night. That was a good effort, I reckon. And I'd like to thank Gede for getting us these Schmicko jumpers. And I want to know, where's the invoice?
Alright, very good. That's the end. Beautiful.